Welcome to Alubat, America. I'm Rob Poirier. Today we're at the boatyard here in Les Sables d'Olonne, France, to take a look at the first new Ovni 490. We've asked Luc Jurien, the CEO of the boatyard, to take us on this first tour of this boat.
Yeah, I'm Luc Jurien. I'm CEO of Alubat. I'm going to give you a tour of our new model, the 490. The boat is full-body aluminium, hull, deck, all the superstructure is welded aluminium. The design of the boat is with that inverted bow, and we start the volume of the boat with a cylinder. So that makes the first third of the boats with way more volume than a classic design boat. That's the case for the rest of the range, so starting from the 370 and the 430, and now that's even bigger volumes with the 490. Having the first third of the boat with more volume is good for performances. That's actually what you see now in racing, especially going downwind, which is also what you are looking for on a blue water cruising boat. But still the performances are good going upwind. That's important. And you have also the ability with that to have a tunnel bow thruster and not a retractable one. That gives you much more reliability on the bow thruster. Okay, since we have the boat out of the water, you can also see the twin engine arrangement. That is more reliability, that's a redundancy on the engine. That allows us to have less draft, and that doesn't give us any restriction on the size of the keel, of the retractable keel. When you have a single engine and a centerboard boat, a retractable keel, then you always have a compromise between the position of the engine and the length or the shape of the centerboard. Here there is no such thing, so we have the design of the centerboard that we wanted. Our boats are designed to be beached, if need be, on sand or mud. That shape also allows the boat to beach flat, and of course much more maneuverability in close quarter. Let's climb up. A transom platform, much larger of course than the smaller models, with huge aft lockers. There is a big locker right here for the life raft. You have access also inside the transom platform here. We have two lockers. There's still a volume that we can use, and all that transom platform is completely separate from the inside the boat, from inside the rest of the boat. So that's actually a crash box for the stern. You have here another access. So having a twin engine, we have a huge locker at the back of the boat underneath the cockpit. So that is an access to that locker. The main change compared to the 370 and the 490 is the pilothouse. We have our Dodger on the 370 and the 430. On the 490, you have a true pilothouse. You can see here that everything is built out of aluminium and welded. So that would be your companionway door, and then you are inside the pilothouse. So in that area, you have a pilot seat here, so you can actually steer the boat from inside the pilothouse. But you can also have a comfortable seat to be on watch. So either facing or sideways. And in the other position where you are seated right now, you have a bench for two people to also stay on watch, dry, and also with the heat on if you're in cold areas. In the cockpit, you have two other lockers, two other large lockers here. You have access to the cabins, ventilation for the cabins, and you have an arrangement with 6 winches. You've got 2 on each side here, and you're gonna have 4 secondary on each side. And here an arrangement for all the ropes to get in, so you don't have spaghettis all around the cockpit. All the halyard and everything from the mast, well, halyards and sheets and everything are running underneath and coming out through there. They will run through those two, through the tunnel, and then with blocks, they will be directed to the different winches. The beginning of that channel, of that tunnel for the ropes, they enter right here. All the ropes are running through there. There's evacuation of that channel for the ropes, and you get your ropes inside the cockpit. You don't need to go to the mast to maneuver. Everything is running back to the cockpit. That's the gooseneck for the cable from the mast to run inside the boat. Here you have the plate where the mast sits, and underneath you will have blocks for the ropes to maneuver the centerboard. So the centerboard is maneuvered by ropes that runs back to the cockpits on the winches. We did had some models with hydraulic in the past. The choice to go back to rope is it's more reliable. If you have a problem, you just need to change a rope. If you want to push a button, you just have an electric winch. And changing a rope, everybody can do. Fixing hydraulic is another story. You got the sail locker here with an access from the inside that we'll see later on. Then you have those two hatches that are for heads and shower in the owner's cabin. And then those two hatches are actually the owner's cabin hatches. Then you have one hatch for the saloon, the other one for the galley. And of course, on the pilot house, you will have opening on the pilot house window. You can see that there's an hatch on the rooftop of the pilot house too. And that pilot house is completely solid. So you can walk all the way to the back of the boom. So you can literally walk on the pilot house hatch, and it's solid. There's a structure there. From the cockpit, you have kind of natural stairs. So you can actually step here, then you step there, then you have a handrail there. That will be a natural step. So, and then you have your main sheet here if you're climbing up, and then up. You're up on the pilot house. So it's like a natural stair to climb up and down on the pilot house. I spoke about the bow, but you can see the shape of the hull. It's very modern for a boat, a 49-footer, 50-footer. We've got 4.8 meter beam, and that's all the way to the stern. So we've got a very modern shape, so that gives more volume to the boat, and that gives more space. We've got a huge surface here in the cockpit to accommodate the crew with comfort. You can see also the arch back there. We have that on all our models that allow us to fit a good surface of solar panels, all the antennas, and we've got that mobile arch that allow us to bring the dinghy down and back up. And you can, of course, send that back to the winches in the cockpit. Those winches can either be electric or manual. You have your wheels are going to be there. So you've got, that's a twin wheel arrangement. So we've got one wheel here, another wheel symmetrical on the other side. We are getting very near to completion of the metalwork. You can see actually here the floor of the race saloon. So that's the floor of the race saloon. So you're going to sit all the way around here. Actually, there's a bench that will be on top of the centerboard casing. All the fronts will be the other cabin with head and shower. And at the very end there, you can see the door. There's this aluminum plate that is welded all the way, even secondary crash box after the sail locker, and you have a watertight door in between the owner head and the sail locker. So you can actually walk and make your way inside the sail locker from inside the boat. With the raised saloon, you can see that there's a huge volume there underneath the saloon that we can use as a technical room. All the galley is going to be on that side, and then behind the galley there, you're going to have shower and head, and 2 double cabins at the back, plus another huge locker underneath the cockpit with access by the cockpit. Those 2 tanks are welded plastic. They are for food grade and they are for water. So the total is over 700 liter in total. The 2 diesel tanks are welded to the structure. They are aluminum tanks, and they are all together over 1,000 liters. And they're just low, just behind the centerboard case. The centerboard is full body aluminum. It starts with a metal sheet of 80 millimeter thickness, and it's machined to a NACA profile. And then the ropes to maneuver it are running through the mast stem here, and we saw on deck where they are running. All the through holes are welded, so they are all welded to the structure and they are thread. That means that the valves are directly screwed to, mounted on those through holes that are welded to the structure. Hull number 1 will be splashed in May. We're gonna enter the paint shop beginning of January, and then start the woodwork inside probably during February. And then woodwork, all the systems, everything is going to be installed between February and April, and then launching in May.
It's expected that the first 490 will launch this spring, and at that time we'll be able to give you a detailed tour of the finished vessel. Well, thank you for joining us today. We look forward to speaking to you more in the future.